Hey, Dr. Brett here. Let's talk about the ultra intense. Some people are just so crazy intense, right? It's like they just have one mode. There's no real sense of humor or lightness or playfulness to their energy field. So they're pretty easy to identify. They're what I call the ultra intense. Like, there was this movie a long time ago with Bill Murray called Stripes. It's a famous comedy. I think Harold Ramis wrote it. Harold Ramis is dead and Bill Murray is old now, but I still love the guy in terms of as an actor. I don't know him as a person. But there's this scene in the movie where the drill instructor, they all join the army, Bill Murray and his buddies or whatever, because they can't figure out what to do with their lives. And so there's this scene where this guy, Francis, gets ultra intense on Bill Murray and Harold Ramis, and the drill instructor, who's hilarious, says, "Lighten up, Francis." It's a famous line, "Lighten up, Francis." And some people just don't know how to lighten up. They just have that one modality. The best way to handle these types of people in general is to be a little bit more playful and maybe even point out, in decent ways. I mean, there's a lot of ways to communicate that is very decent and kind, right? Ultra intense people aren't necessarily mean, and they're not necessarily bad in any way. They just haven't figured out how to lighten their energy. And so when you can playfully point that out, that sometimes has some value. And in your own way, you can even communicate that you might be intentionally a little bit the opposite because you're getting a little uncomfortable with how intense they are. So I'm a big communicator here, and I'm a fan of communication and self-expression. It doesn't always work. Some people get nasty. And so, that to me is a way of getting feedback. So I'm a fan of bringing things up, because if it doesn't work, then at the very least you get feedback. And if it does work, then, maybe you guys can get closer or figure things out together. How to change, you don't really change ultra intense people. They don't really change. Again, I love to help people look under the hood in life. In other words, do some personal growth. And some people can lighten their energy field and learn how to be more playful and, have more than one mode of operating. And I think that's terrific. The more flexible and fluid we are, the better. But in general, in life, we're not really going to change others. All we can do is change ourselves, and then we can choose how much time we want to spend with the ultra intense and how we want to communicate with the ultra intense, right? And that is to, sometimes to playfully point it out, and to sometimes seriously point it out, and even to share at times how it affects you. Hey, I'm Dr. Brett. Okay, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more awesome content. Hey, I'm Dr. Brett.